Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. A very good morning and hearty welcome to all the lay devotees here on this Sunday Dhamma program. And you are fortunate that you stay close to the monastery, close to the Sangha, and you can come and associate with the Sangha, learn from them, and have a chance to purify your own mind. The, as Bhanteji has mentioned, that myself and then another Bhikkhu Venerable Dhammamano and then some lay people, we were there in the forest monasteries, deep inside forests, secluded from the general population like cities and villages, spending time in Dhamma, spending time in the meditation, and it's like an overall life. You can say like the forest monasteries. It's not just like it's not like all the whole day they'd be sitting for meditation, but it's an overall practice. So it starts with this. The whole practice of Dhamma is Kaya Viveka, Chitta Viveka, and Upadhi Viveka. Kaya Viveka is seclusion of the body. So, if we are busy, if we are over busy, if we are too much busy, then we think we are doing great. And then we become old. And then we die. And then we die with a busy mind, which has no refuge. A busy mind has no refuge because it's a mind full of mental proliferations going in all directions. It has no peacefulness, no mindfulness, no letting go, no wisdom, nothing. So it is this way of living is living dangerously. So if you are living dangerously, you should be aware, I am living dangerously. People don't consider this point. They say I am living great, but maybe they are living dangerously. In terms of the Dhamma, they are living dangerously. Without a refuge inside. Because eventually, all beings come to death. And if you have no refuge, then it is dangerous because then it will lead to the lower worlds. Whatever you do, howsoever big or famous or this or that people can achieve, they all become dead bodies at some point of time. So, this Kaya Viveka, Lord Buddha says Kaya Viveka. Take this, create seclusion. Seclusion of the body. Means sometimes stay by yourself. Sometimes just stay by yourself. Whatever relatives and friends and associations and people you are with all the time, leave them alone. Howsoever good it is, leave them alone. Be by yourself, all just by yourself. Because then, when you are without the physical seclusion all day, all night, all your life, then you don't know. You think you're doing great, but you're keeping yourself full of mental proliferations, endless chain of thoughts. And then each thought, you create a potential rebirth. And so many potential rebirths you create, and so much of energy that you create. It doesn't disappear at the moment of death. The body has to go, it's made up of these four elements, which has to go back to the nature. And after death, people cremate the body. Air element goes to the air element, fire element goes to fire element, earth element to earth, and solid, liquid, and gas to air, and water element goes to water element. But that's the body that has to disintegrate in 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 accordance with the laws of nature. Anicca dhamma, anicca dhamma, jarata rupassa, jarata rupassa anichata. It has to decay. But the mind has no decay. Minds of the people is not made up of four elements. It doesn't decay. It doesn't just simply disintegrate and disappear. It doesn't. So it has the power to create thoughts and to feel the feelings. And every thought it creates and the feelings that it feels with the likings and dislikings, greed and hatred, it generates so much of power in turn. And it stays with all beings. And that power is a source of rebirth. Endless number of rebirth. Not one, not two, not three, not 100, not million, not billion, endless. If you calculate, it's difficult to calculate. You know, the number of rebirths we already had is incalculable. And the number of rebirths, if we are not heedful, we will have is also incalculable. Because the mind is not decaying. It is always busy with something. So Kaya Viveka means you have some break, a physical break, not a mental break. But physical break is necessary for mental break. If you're physically busy, then your mind is also busy all the time. So take a mental, physical break so that mind can also take a little bit of break. So that comes with Chitta Viveka, seclusion of mind. Seclusion, when you have seclusion, means you are disengaging your mind gradually with the all thoughts and feelings and perceptions, you are disengaging. So as you were practicing meditation, for example, anapanasati, this is also a little bit of, not much, but a little bit of chitta viveka, disengagement, maybe for a few seconds, few minutes, whatever it is, disengaging with the world mentally. First you disengage with the world physically, and then you disengage with the world mentally. So that is chitta viveka. Starting with seclusion of the body, then going to the seclusion of the mind. And then it takes time. It's not like, you know, you go and sit inside an empty room and then you close your eyes and all your thoughts and perceptions will just disappear. It will be empty. All your ignorance will disappear. It's not like that. Absolutely not like that. Because of the tendencies that we have created over such a long period of time, long period of innumerable lives, tendencies to like, to dislike. Dukkha samudaya arya sacha. The second noble truth, Lord Buddha says what? Yayang tanha pono bhavika nandi raga sahagata tatra tatra bhinandini. This craving, with delight and lust in this or in that. What is this and that? Craving in objects of the senses, kama tanha, craving bhava tanha, craving to continue some experiences, and vibhava tanha, craving to dislike, not to like. I don't like this. To like, to continue, and to dislike and discontinue. So the mind has been busy. This is the danger of not disengaging. If you don't disengage, then the mind is busy with this dangerous tendency of liking and disliking all the time. And with each liking and with each disliking, we create a new rebirth potential. So, John, just now see from childhood till now, how many? Can you calculate? Can you remember even the number of chittas that have come and gone away? Thoughts have come and gone away. Is it possible? It is not, because it's like so many, not one, not two, millions and billions of them. So, all those likings and dislikings, cravings and aversions, with each one of them, you have created potential for one rebirth. So, in this very life itself, you have created the potential for so many rebirths. And then, if people were to wish like this, oh, I have done so many, I've generated so many thoughts of liking and disliking, but now I wish, now that I am about to die, now I wish that all these potentials, may they just disappear. May they just disappear, so that nothing, no remainder, and then I shall not be reborn. Now, is it possible? In the Satchavivanga Sutta, Sariputta Bhante tells exactly this. Bhante Sariputta, the chief disciple of Lord Buddha. Hmm. Ja, people wish that may I not be subject to rebirth. People wish like this. Nakopanetang ichchaya pattabang. But by wishing, it doesn't happen, he says. By wishing like this, it doesn't materialize. Yam yadidang yam pichang ta nalavati. This is what is. You wish, may I not be subject to this, but you don't get it. This yam pichang nalavati tampi dukkhang. This is dukkha. You wish, may I not be subject to rebirth. Okay, enough of being born and then growing up and then going to school and learn ABCD and learn this and learn that and doing so many things throughout the life and getting old gradually and falling sick and then decaying and then finally dying. Okay, enough of this. Let this end here. But that doesn't happen. Nakopanetang ichchaya pattabang. By merely wishing, this is not attainable. Bhante Sariputta is saying. That's why it is dukkha. But then there is a way. That's I said no, kaya viveka, then chitta viveka, disengaging. So every time you disengage for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, you are disengaging with the tendencies of liking and disliking, allowing it to rest, mindfully with the breath, with the body awareness, or with the whatever, with the feelings, and then not to engage with it. So this is the development of chitta viveka, mental seclusion, and then you keep doing every day. That's why regular meditation practice, even if it is for a short time, it is so essential, because this helps us to develop the mental seclusion, chitta vivek. If you do it regularly, it has some power. But if you do it one day, like people, sometimes they go for meditation retreats, 10 days they go, or 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, they'll do very nicely, very sincerely, put forth effort, and then they go back, and then they don't do. It's not like a holiday you are going. There is no holiday in this world. Only people who can say we have permanent holidays are arahants. They have taken leave of the world, they have left the world. Other people have no holidays because you are still subject to birth, aging, sickness, death, sorrow, lamentation. You are still subject to this. You have no holidays. Wherever you go, this will still chase you. There is no place in the world where birth, aging, sickness, death, sorrow doesn't chase you. So Chitta Viveka. And then when you develop this Chitta Viveka, then Upadhi Viveka. Seclusion from the acquisition of all the tendencies of sense desire and other kinds of acquisition, aversion, ill will, whatever acquisition. Acquisition means, like, say for example, somebody runs a business. Business, you have to have capital, running capital and all kinds of things. So if you run the business, you have to have capital, and as long as there is capital, the business will continue. But then when there is no capital left, the business has to shut down. Then you apply for what you call insolvency. No money left, business has to wind up, company has to wind up. So this greed, hatred, ignorance, this is all our acquisitions that we have enhanced. Not just we have carried, we have also enhanced again. So this is what our acquisitions, and we have to lose these acquisitions to be empty, so that our business of birth and death must shut down. Right here. So this is Upadhi Viveka. It starts with Kaya Viveka, seclusion of the body. It then goes to the seclusion of the mind, disengaging. And then when you are trained and skillful, then it goes to the Upadhi. Then gradually, as your mindfulness and wisdom and samadhi, everything grows, you can see these are the things. These are the powers that I have carried in my heart, this life and past life and so many lives. And this is why I could not be free from birth and death. As the Lord Buddha was enlightened, he said, no? Gahakaraka ditthosi, puna gehang nakahasi. The house builder, I have seen you. Means this ignorance and craving. Now I have seen you. Puna gehang nakahasi. Now you shall not build any more house. No more house. No more birth and death. This is all broken. So this is the Upadhi Viveka. Freedom from all acquisitions. So this is a practice. And this is the whole practice of Dhamma. So the Eightfold Path, Lord Buddha has given. What? Samadhi, to disengage from the wrong ditti, wrong views. Oh, unwholesome. With too much of greed I act, it is good. Too much of hatred I act, it is good. Then disengaging at the physical level, at the mental level. Sammaditi, Samma Sankapo, instead of having intention to harm, intention to help. Having intention to acquire and grasp and be greedy and possessive, intention to be generous. So these are all disengaging. All these 8 factors. Sammad, Vacha, right speech. Disengaging with the wrong speech. Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, right actions, right livelihood. Samma Vahye, right effort to disengage at the mental level. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Because if we have right mindfulness, then we disengage with the strong tendencies of the greed and hatred. Without mindfulness, we are always engaged with the greed and hatred too much. And Samma Samadhi. So these are all disengagements. So this is also like same. It leads to Kaya Viveka, it leads to Chitta Viveka, it leads to finally Upadhi Viveka. So this is the Dhamma the Buddha has given. In a way, if you look at it, it is simple. It's not like very esoteric, very very complicated, very this thing unexplainable or anything. But in a way, it is deep and subtle, because This deals directly with all the subtlest of tendencies that we have in our mind, subtlest of likings and dislikings, not just the gross ones. That's why it is deep and subtle. So, as you practice, what do you encounter? Your defilements, not other people, not other situations. We encounter our defilements that takes us away from the practice, goes in other direction. So, to be patient, patiently going back to the track of Eightfold Path. That's the only way. Patiently, when you go back and keep doing, then you will be on the track and finally reach the Nibbana. So this much Dhamma for today. So the forest monasteries or any monasteries or any Dhamma practice is just this seclusion, disengaging, gross level and subtle level, and finally at the subtlest level, so that nothing remainder, nothing left. It is all cleansed up, given away, empty. So that when it is empty, then Nibbana appears. When there is nothing left, then Nibbana appears. You don't have to think when it will appear, why it will appear this time or that time. No, it's not like that. When the sun comes, when it is morning time, sun will come. But if you keep saying in the night, why the sun is not coming, why 1 o'clock, 12, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, why the sun is not coming, it doesn't come. But when it is, say, 6 o'clock or something around 6 o'clock, then sunlight comes, Aruna. It has to come. So the night has to pass. We must also spend our time wisely so the night of samsara also passes away and then the Nibbana appears on its own. So this much we offer as gift of Dhamma for today, and may you be able to remember and practice up to the liberation. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.